Welcome to the Curator of the Culture, your weekly portal into the vibrant intersections of style, innovation, and culture. I'm Garrett, the curator and guide through this journey. From the latest sneakers to groundbreaking tech and car designs, we're here to explore it all. But before we dive in, let me share a bit about myself. I've been immersed in the world of design since the age of 6, sketching shoes and cars with a passion that only grew stronger over the years. I honed my skills through countless hours of design, eventually creating over 5,000 edited sneaker mock-ups, a journey that led me to an interview with Nike in 2017. Though they didn't offer me a spot on their team, I refused to be deterred. In 2020, I unveiled the Fear God 6, a bold fusion of the Air Jordan 6 Infrared and the Nike Fear God 1s. The design went viral online, eventually being made for Trinidad James by legendary shoemaker The Shoe Surgeon. But I didn't stop there. I continued to push boundaries, unleashing the world's first Bluetooth LED Nike Air Force 1s, a testament to my relentless pursuit of innovation and creativity. Join me each week as we uncover the stories, trends, and personalities shaping the landscape. This is the Curator of Culture. What's going on, guys? It's the Curator of the Culture with your host, Garrett Peoples. Welcome. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that was on my mind over the last few weeks. And I decided to make a video and to really go into depth on my thoughts and kind of my opinions and everything. And this is mostly based off of footwear and primarily, specifically Nike, who I think we all can agree is the top dog when it comes to sportswear, especially in America. And realistically, the world. Nike is pretty much the at the forefront of it in terms of sportswear and athletics. Of course, there are brands that might be bigger in different places, but overall, when most of us think of athletics and sportswear, it's typically Nike that we associate with it. And so I wanted to kind of talk about that and talk about my thoughts on what could possibly help Nike in their declining of sales and market position. And to talk, and it all ties into, which I don't want to say is funny, but it is eye-opening that my grail pretty much is what I believe would be the perfect product to turn around the Nike brand as a whole. And if you haven't or couldn't tell, just based off of these or even these, we're obviously talking about something that is futuristic and lights up. So none other than the Nike Mag that we all know and love. Basically that, debuted in the Back to the Future franchise in the, was it late 80s? Yeah, I know they started in the late 80s, but I'm not sure if the ones with the Nike Mags were in the 90s. I think they might have been the second movie, which was in the 90s. I'm pretty sure early 90s. But I just remember being super young and seeing, I remember seeing the cars, most importantly, because I was always a huge car fan, still am. So to see futuristic cars was really something that stood out to me. But the second thing was the sneakers and the Nike Mags. They lit up, they automatically laced, and it captured my imagination, much like many others. So without further ado, I want to introduce and talk to you guys, if you haven't already heard about the Nike Mag and how monumental they are, how they shaped me as a consumer, as a designer, all of that good stuff. Welcome. I do have notes, or more or less, you can call them notes. That's what they are. So, let's get started. Basically, the history of the Nike Mag. A shoe that has transcended time and culture. More importantly, we'll explore how the Nike Mags holds the key to reviving Nike's sales during these challenging times. Welcome. I think I already said welcome, but welcome again. Maybe you just tuned into that second and not the first few seconds. So welcome. Make sure you get somebody to watch with, tap in with if you're into shoes. If you're into what I consider to be the greatest shoe of all time. If you just want to see what I'm talking about in the culture, welcome to everyone. So yeah, as if you've been watching me, or if I would assume you probably know what's going on just in the world in general, but the world of sales. And Nike's been facing a period of dwindling sales, much like a lot of other people, struggling to connect with the new generation of consumers and maintaining its legacy. And while I'll say I think what it is starting out, and this is all kind of script, Nike has forgotten their core consumers or their previous consumers. And obviously they want the new generation to be just as powerful in buying as the previous generations. But I think there's been a disconnect, and they're trying to primarily sell the new generation on old generation products. And while it has been somewhat, it'll be successful, I think that they're stuck. Nike and most of a lot of brands are stuck in nostalgia, and I keep saying that our world is based around nostalgia. Yeah, I don't know. Within Nike's archives lies a design that has the potential to change everything, and that is the Nike Mag, first introduced in 1989 in the Back to the Future film part 2. So that's when it dropped. I need to just read my notes, and this will probably go a lot more smoother. So, yeah, let's get to it. Anyways, the Nike Mag isn't just a sneaker, it's a cultural icon. And yeah, I am going to be reading off of this because I don't have a teleprompter, and I really had to get this in a concise manner. So this is how I'm going to be delivering it, but the truth and the information is still being presented. So tap in and pay attention. Anyways, I believe that a full Nike revival of the Mag would really benefit them moving forward. And not only just the Mag because it's such a specific shoe, but more along the lines of that idea. Taking what was supposed to be something futuristic and then obviously bringing it into a modern day and age. And let's start with this shoe right here. This was one of the Adapt shoes that released, and I think these came out in maybe 2020. This is the closest to the Nike Mag line that we got. And I think it was an awesome take, or you know what I mean? It was an awesome iteration of a modern day version. Yeah, so I have to give credit to Nike because they did try it. These retail for $400, which wasn't optimal, especially in 2020. Yeah, but you have to admit it is the future, and I'm gonna turn these on right now just so you can see, what it's all about. Light up shoes. And of course these, fit to your foot with mechanisms in them and everything. But I did want to shout these out. Nike did give it a try. It just wasn't enough of a push. And I think the real trouble lies in not actually releasing the mags themselves. We know that this is a take or a continuation of the mags, but considering most people haven't gotten the mags yet that wanted them, or like, I think that's where we need to be. Start with the mags and then usher in new silhouettes, new ideas. So, excuse me. When the Nike mag was first unveiled on the feet of Marty McFly, it wasn't just a shoe, it was a symbol of the future. I said that. The self-lacing technology, the sleek design, and the futuristic appeal made it an instant legend. But beyond the movie, the Nike mag represented innovation, a trait that has always been at the core of Nike's identity. So, there you have it. At that time, in '89, and I was only 2 years old back then, you know what I mean? Like, they were pushing actual innovation and design. They were giving us a futuristic look at the possibility of the future. And how awesome is that? What other brands, especially, what other consumer retail brands have done something like that, where they are putting in a product that isn't necessary, like basically a concept, So this is a concept car, or I'm sorry, the mags were a concept car for your feet. And there's not too many brands that do it now, and there aren't too many brands that have done it in the past. So, where do you go with that? And really, in recent years, Nike has faced challenges maintaining the market dominance. I've talked about it. The Nike Adapt program, which was expected to revolutionize footwear, is shutting down for good this year, which is a major step in the wrong direction, in my opinion. Despite offering several models at prices under $400, it failed to capture the imaginations of consumers in the way the Nike Mag did. And that's, again, me going back to, we need to start with the mag and then trickle in, this new age stuff. Like, this is you can't tell if this was released in 2020 or it could very, very well be a 2024 shoe. You know what I mean? And that's a great thing. It's very futuristic, and I give them kudos for trying it. But the opportunity with the right strategy, I think the Nike Mag could fill the void. 100%. There's a nostalgic demand for the mag, but also a new generation of consumers eager to own a piece of the future. That makes a lot of sense. You're going to be catering to two different markets, the people that have been wanting these shoes for decades, who have never had the real opportunity to get them. And then there's going to be a new group that are just like, whoa, look at these retro futurists. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have the youngins and you're going to have a bunch of the older people that want them. Simple math. So, now, imagine a full line of Nike mags accessible to a wider audience, not just the high tops, but also a low top version. Even the ones that I've designed offer at a price, let's say $350. These were $400. There's absolutely no reason why you couldn't retail a low top mag for $350 or even a high top mag, considering, the time technology has had to have gotten a little better, a little bit more efficient. So the prices should be technically a little bit lower. I don't know, maybe if you rise for inflation from the $350, you might be at $375 or something like that, which isn't still horrible for a shoe. They shouldn't be over $400. I can tell you that. Most aren't, the masses, I don't think would want to be, paying that much. But for such a shoe, I definitely think the $350, $375 price range would be a money spot. I am going to also show you guys pretty much some ideas that I had, just, for colorways, maybe some other accessories and stuff that you could actually, bring in together to actually put a whole lifestyle, program together to usher it back in. Anyways, so one of the key ways to reignite the Nike Mag's magic is by expanding the line with fresh designs. For instance, I've created a low-top version of the Nike Mag, which maintains the classic aesthetic by offering a more versatile everyday wear. Again, I'm going to show you guys some of the edits that I have done in the past, and then I will also show some of the stuff that I had just cooked up for this new video. But yeah, a full product line. Why stop at sneakers? You know what I mean? It can include flight suits, inspired by, the original Mag, as well as accessories like hats, bags, and even wearable tech that syncs with your shoes. Why not a bracelet? You know what I mean? Pretty simple that, you would be able to just control ever so slightly. And I think Nike did a bracelet, a health bracelet, but I think at the very minimum, all you would need is just an Apple Watch app. And I do believe they have it. I need to check. I will check on that, but I'm pretty sure they did. I remember having the last time I wore them, there was an app and I could do everything from the app, which was fire. So, you know what I mean? Like, they had the infrastructure to start something creative. But, I think just when they didn't see the sales the way that they wanted to, I think they just took a step back and was just like, this isn't it. Let's not put any more resources into it. I think that was a mistake, like I said. And I just I see the lights and they're kind of loud, but it's still the sickest thing ever. I'm, the sick. Setting the retail price at, I don't know, maybe if you could get them under $350, Nike can tap into a broader market, and the pricing strategy not only makes the Mag more accessible, but also positions it as a premium product that doesn't break the bank. That's what they need. They need that product that everyone wants, but you know what I mean? It's still something premium, and you know what I mean? It's still a status symbol. That's where the adapts kind of came into play. Make the Mags an adapt program, and yeah, why the hell not? So the marketing campaign would emphasize the Mag's rich history, which we all know, its cultural significance, and the idea of owning the future today. This narrative, coupled with a strong digital presence in collaboration with me and other influencers, could definitely draw in a new wave of interest in sales. Self-lacing technology, the sleek design, and the futuristic appeal made it an instant legend. You know what I mean? But beyond the movie, the Nike Mag represented innovation, a trait. So I covered that. Over the years, the Nike Mag has continued to be a coveted item with limited releases, driving the sneakerhead community into a frenzy. Despite its rarity, the Nike's Mag influence is undeniable. It's more than just a collector's item. It's a statement piece, a conversation starter, and the bridge between the past and the future. It's been here the whole time. Man, these are so fire. The whole time. So the Nike Mags, they released 2 times. Once in 2011 and I believe again in 2014, and they only released via auctions. And I'm pretty sure the cheapest pairs at the first auction in 2011, they weren't any less than maybe $2,000, $2,500 a pair. I know, you know what I mean? Some of them were going for several thousand, especially the early. What they did was they did sections of auctions. And so like they did a week of auctions and then they came through like another week of auctions. And so I'm pretty sure like the further the auctions went, the less the price went, the more the price went down. Because I'm pretty sure those first weeks, those were the ones that were, selling for 10 grand, 15 grand kind of thing. And then once people, more people got an opportunity to buy, the prices went down slightly. But I'm pretty sure most of them probably sold for about $3,500 to, $2,500, $2,700 for all. You know what I mean? Which is an insane amount of money for a shoe. You know what I mean? But they did bring them back in 2014 with the auto lacing feature. And that was probably more of what the adapts are, where, they actually have the mechanism in them to actually lace themselves, which the 2011 pair didn't. They were kind of just slip on, with the lights. And so that really, you know what I mean? Them only releasing 2 times and then them not actually being released to the public is a major reason why I think they would do so well now, because they've actually never been released at retail. And, like I said, if these released for $350, mags at that price point, they would go crazy. You got Back to the Future fans, you got Nike mag fans who maybe never even seen the movie. You have, you know what I mean? You got people who just want the dopest kicks, people who want to make a statement, all of that would just definitely reignite everything. And there might be some people that doubt that. And even myself, I thought the only possible way for Nike to really get back into where they were would be to re-release Yeezys. And while I think that re-releasing Yeezys would definitely put them in a good place without a continuation of the Yeezy line, I don't think it would be enough to really start anything new. It would come and go. And unfortunately, it would be a really big deal. Excuse me, for a fact. But it would just, people would get their pairs. Everyone would wear, wear them for, the 2-3 months kind of thing. And then I think it would dwindle off again. I think the mags would be what it would take to absolutely reignite the footwear industry. And if it's not the mag, it's got to be something along that line that puts people in that headspace of this is what's next and I don't want to miss out. Yeah. And while I personally think that I've designed some stuff that could definitely be what's next, I'm not going to share it just yet because I don't want that cat out of the bag. Sometimes you got to hold stuff close to you. But I do hope that maybe someone sees this and, recognizes that it makes sense and that, there needs to be a reset in the footwear space and the culture space, sportswear space, everything. And with that, I think that would be the biggest thing. This was a pair that I did for myself. And they're obviously inspired by the mags. Which is my number one shoe. I always said that if there was ever a shoe that would make me retire from shoes, it would be the Nike Mag. Because at this point, there's not another shoe that holds the significance to me. And I'm going to show you guys just some of the edits that I've made just based off of the colorway. Like that colorway lives in my mind rent free for life. And it's such a dope colorway. Just gray, and that icy tealish blue. And if you look right here, I even got the red, yellow, and green hits from the lights off the side of the mags. I thought that was a really nice touch. I just wanted to, and this actually isn't even the first mag shoe that I, like custom type shoe. I did a pair of IDs a few years ago that were also inspired by the mag. And so the significance of this shoe to me is just like, it's unmatched. And while Nike has done a few mag-inspired shoes, I definitely don't think they've capitalized on the palette and on the silhouette as much as they could have. They've done the Nike, they did the SB Dunks in the mag colorway, and they did a Air Max. Oh, they did the with the Hyper Dunks in the mag colorway, and they did the Hyper. It was the Hyper Fly or something like that. The joints. There was a full Air Max unit basketball shoe that did the mag colorway as well. And they were dope, but I don't know. They just, for whatever reason, I ain't really want them like that. The Hyper Dunks were hot, but they were going for, they were reselling for a little bit too much. And me, I'm not really paying resale for those shoes. But I was just looking at these. They're just kind of like on display in my shoe closet. But I was looking at these like, man, I actually like these a lot. And the palette is just fire. I need to break these out soon. Cause these are fire. Even though I did them. So I don't know how fire I can say they are, but I like them. And that's been one thing about me, is ever since LA Gears, I've always loved light up shoes and glow in the dark anything. If it glows in the dark or if it has lights on it, I love it. Especially if you can wear it. Or if it's some, if you can wear it, excuse me, I'm all for it. I wanted to thank you guys for taking the time, listening to me. I just, I had this idea about it, and I'm sure, something might have sparked the idea. But, it just really came to me, and, I'm a problem solver. I'm a forward thinker. And so I'm just thinking, as a person that's passionate about a lot of things, but, about streetwear, about the brand Nike, about, myself, about design, about mags, about the culture. It all made sense to me to try to figure out what actually would and is going to change. And I don't know what any brand is going to be doing to try to combat, the loss in market share, other than probably pandering to what they think people want. But I think that this would be the way to go. And you know what? It's just like, why not, do a mag and do an Air Force next to it that lights up? You feel me? Like, imagine that. That would be the craziest release ever. A 2-pack? They playing. But make sure you don't play. I need you to subscribe, like, comment, share. All of the above. Let me know what you guys want to see. Again, I did, say that I was gearing towards a different path with these videos and not trying to report so much on what other people are doing. But this is like kind of a passion project for me. And I actually talked myself out of doing it for a little while. And even today, I thought more than once, like, maybe I shouldn't make this video. And, maybe it doesn't do what I wanted to do or I needed to do, but I put the effort in and put it out to the universe. And I'm proud of that. And I can rest my head on that. Plus, who else got ideas? I haven't seen a single soul with some ideas on how to shake things up, what's happening. No one's talking about it. They're only talking about what's happening, but no one's like, how do you fix it? No one has the answer. I might not have all the answers, but I got some that I'm sure are valid. That's all I can say. Tap in. This has been Garrett. Thank you for watching. Curator of Culture. Stay tuned.